we're in a notoriously tight-lipped industry. You don't go down to the pub, pull up a seat, and start talking to the bloke who's also in the game next to you about price rises, pay rates, contracts, how shit this client was, how shit that subcontractor was. It's not really an industry where we get to, I'm not going to say air our dirty laundry, but connect with people that are going through similar challenges and collaborate on solutions together. It's a pretty tight-lipped industry. Yet, you've done a phenomenal job of facilitating a community amongst your cohort of members that are open, and I wanted to unpack some of those stories with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the line. Owen Chambers here from Professional Builder, joined today with Coach Matt Banks. How are you, brother? How you doing?
Good, mate. Fantastic. Great to be here again. Love it.
I know. Long-time listener, second-time caller. Good to have you on the line. Tell us a little bit more. For those that might only be meeting you for the first time, what's your background? Who do you work? Who do you love working with, and what position do you hold at TVB with us?
Yeah, sure. So I've been in the building game for 25 years, been in business for 20. I'm a performance coach and head of boardroom at TPB. And so pretty much all our members, our community and our member base is just full of great business owners in the building industry that want to create better businesses for themselves, that are profitable, more professional, and live a better lifestyle of running business and doing life. So doesn't get any better.
No, too right. I agree. And we get nothing but good feedback when members are working with you. I see that wins channel light up, and it's always Coach Matt Banks. Coach Matt. Oh, he's on fire today. Here we go. So that's kind of what we want to talk about today. We're in a notoriously tight-lipped industry. You don't go down to the pub, pull up a seat, and start talking to the bloke who's also in the game next to you about price rises, pay rates, contracts, how shit this client was, how shit that subcontractor was. It's not really an industry where we get to, I'm not going to say air our dirty laundry, but connect with people that are going through similar challenges and collaborate on solutions together. It's a pretty tight-lipped industry. Yet, you've done a phenomenal job of facilitating a community amongst your cohort of members that are open, and I wanted to unpack some of those stories with you today. So, let's get into a couple of key stories. The one that you sent through earlier was around Adam. Tell me a little bit more around what happened with Adam.
Yeah. I love when the community is just really reaching out and leaning on each other for assistance in any field, any scenario, any questions that they're after. But this is Adam. He just put out, he's got contracts that are interstate and further away from where their office is located. They were done deals. They were profitable. Put it out there just saying, hey, does anyone want these contracts or can service them in the different areas? And obviously we've got members all over the place. Yeah. So, and then the fact that other builders are picking up these contracts, they were done deal quality projects at high margins. Some of them were higher margins than what these other builders were pricing at. So picking up work from other members and obviously, that member was going, hey, do you mind if I do that? I said, mate, you run a fantastic business model. You operate at such a high level. These jobs are fantastic. Go for it. Let's help each other out. So you can imagine that. And you pick up other work from builders, professionally done, professionally managed, professionally put together. All you got to do is walk in, sign a contract, and you pick up another job for the next 6 to 8 months.
It's not bad, right? Many of our members achieved great improvements in their margins. Maybe we should just make sure or guarantee that all members improve their margins by simply just getting them some work and giving it to them pre-signed is gold. But love that from Adam. I've seen members in the community do this a bunch of times previously as well, where they've managed they operate really well in a particular area, and then maybe because they're just doing so well and so well recognized, somebody's in town on holiday, and then they go back to where they're from and they go, hey, do you also operate in this city? And they go, no, I don't. But happy to look at the job and then refer you to a great builder. And because great builders exist in the professional builder world, because that's kind of like a prerequisite, you've got to be a good builder, there's plenty of them. So people are able to connect the dots and send work each other's way. And if they want, they can tag the 1% referral bonus on as well for the referral.
100%. Yeah, so good.
So what about Richard? I've heard a few stories floating around Richard before. Tell me more.
Yeah, Richard, Look, all builders would be able to relate to this, where you've got a pipeline of work booked up, you've gone through that whole front end process, you're signing them up, and then the last minute or after you sign up, they've got to go into planning or council approval, and then there's just delays, and that could take months. So, and we all know that those jobs or some jobs might get delayed. So then you get these gaps, these dead gaps. And we always talk about how do you ensure that you protect yourself by predicting where these potential gaps are, and what do you do when you run out in a bit of a dry spell, because you still got to pay your wages. So again, I said, hey, put a post out in the community, reach out to other builders and just share where you're located. See if anyone's got any work coming up over the next few months that you could help out and do. Keep the guys interested. Put it out there and phone up. Within 1 hour, I checked in with him and said, how'd you go? Any responses? He said, within 1 hour, already got a meeting with another builder, a TPB member, and we're catching up, but he's got plenty of work, overflow. He needs a hand to deliver these jobs, and they're off organising that. So again, they're sort of the moments that you see in a community amongst everything else and all the other resources and help that everyone provides from their own experiences. But now to actually help people, that is like major things where they can keep their guys busy, keep the cash flow going, bridge the gap between those jobs. That's a strong community.
100%. I think it's kind of like you get out what you put into a community. So, like if you're in a position to give, ask good questions, give good answers, and then all of a sudden you want to kind of like ask for something as well, people are willing to, share the love and help you out when you've managed to deposit some social goodwill into the community yourself as well. And there's a lot of people that have got a lot of social goodwill deposited in that community, and a lot of people that have got some really good stuff to give as well. Because construction companies aren't ones where we actually want like 100,000 jobs. We only want the best 10 or 20 jobs, sort of thing. So
yeah, that's right. And think about all the in-betweens as well. So people are trying to figure out who can they trust to build a better website, or who's a good estimator for what we do, a quantity surveyor that they could find and contract out their overflow or larger jobs, or just full-time. How do we know who we can trust? It's such a flooded industry and a flooded market, and Google just doesn't cut it anymore, because it's how do you know who you can trust? So to have members, a wide range of members that are already doing this, and for them to share their contacts, share their processes, share their model and how they do something. It's live, it's current, it's real, it works. That's better than trying to jump on Google and find someone or find a process on how to do that.
Yeah, I agree. Going up to the search bar in the community, typing in project man, like Wonder Build or Build Exact or Build a Trend or whatever it might be, you're going to end up, or homeowner warranty insurance brokers or whatever it might be, or website. You're going to get all of these previous questions with all of these previous answers around recommendations, pros, cons, and get all that recommendation, all that feedback from people that are just like you. This entire community is built up of residential builders who are running new builds, renos, remodels, but they are residential construction companies, and these are the owners that are doing the work themselves. So like they know the stuff that you're going through, so they can give really good insight and recommendation to somebody that is just like you. Like that's what our community is all about. So I agree. Like that search bar is a golden search bar.
Yeah, and then seeing that full loop come back, right? Like when you see the wins come back in and go, hey, we just launched that website, thanks, check it out, put it up, and everyone jumps in and go, this is fantastic, this is world class, how good is that? It's good to see.
Yeah, 100%. Tell us more about boardroom member Sam.
So Sam, we had our boardroom squads, which we have once a month, and everyone shows up. We talk business, we talk about stats, anything you want to get feedback from other businesses, and so they're great. They're about an hour and a half, and Sam was going to show up minutes before the session and said, "I can't make it. I've got an issue with one of my staff, one of my employees who's been misbehaving and needs to provide a written letter, first notice of written warning." But he's never done this before because he's never had his staff play up this much. So he just put in there, this is what happened. Has anyone by any chance got a template that I could use, because I need to go there now and do it? Within, I'm talking like a minute and a half, one of the other members sent through their template that they use for the first written warning. And within the hour, he's already gone down there, put his brand on it, issued the warning, done the process right according to HR, and problem solved, right? So now he's on the way to either have that member form up or step out. And so, the power of being able to, and a boardroom is just I suppose our general community on steroids as well. Like it's quick responses, and guys are just in there straight away going, hey, here's what we do. This is how we do it. Here's something. Here's a document. Here's a template at a much faster speed. The TBB community is the exact same thing as well. So that was great to see. And that's happened probably, several times just in the last month or two, just from my memory. So much value in there. And why reinvent the wheel? Why not sit there and type out a written warning template and don't know if you're doing it right or
totally. 100. There's that, but then there's also the thing that I think I know I've been part of communities and it's had a huge impact on myself. And one of the areas that I've seen it with members as well is it normalizes standards that are above your own standards. So what I mean by that is this could show up anywhere. So I see it with members that come into the community and are like, look, I get it. You're going to tell me how to charge for quotes? Like, we're just not going to do that. Like, it's not really going to be something we do. They get into the community and it's like, yeah, we charge $3,000. Yeah, we charge $5,000. Yeah, we charge $1,500. Yeah, we charge $3,000. Yeah, we charge $5,000. Okay, we're going to charge for quotes. Or like, no, like, I get it. You're going to tell me to improve my margin. You're going to tell me it has to be a minimum of 20%. They get into the community. 22, 25, 31, 36, 25, 25, 24, 22. It's like, okay, fuck. Yeah, all right. I'll change my margin. And it's the same with, like, it can be a really positive thing like that, where it normalizes you making improvements in certain areas, but it can also help you and to support you normalizing having things like crucial and tough conversations that you might be avoiding, like a performance improvement plan or a written warning. So many times, if you're by yourself, isolated, you can get in your head and you'd be like, it's not a problem. So I'm going to be okay. They'll get better. I'll train them. I know this is their fourth warning, but I kind of need them. Whereas if you're in a community of other high performers, also business owners, so they get it, they can be like, dude, it's not changing. You must do this. And you, as your coach, we can tell you. As yourself, you can tell yourself. But when you hear it from a peer, it hits different. And it's kind of like helps you to like navigate some of those tricky conversations, tricky decisions, keeping people, keeping process, changing stuff up. It helps to normalize like making tough decisions because you're held accountable to a peer group, not just yourself or your coach. It's like people that you respect as well, right? So you kind of like go out there and actually make shit happen.
Yeah, totally. And that's the culture of our community, is that, like you said, you hop in other communities and there's so many people that have a voice and an opinion these days, especially with social media, and they just blurt something out before they think, and it could be negative or it could be positive. Whereas, you can be positive, but you could also say some hard truths from your experiences that will actually, but still help the member. It's not about tearing them down. And that's what we see. It's everyone's got the right intention to help others. Yeah. And that's what makes the community so powerful.
Yeah. So good. Well, that shines through a bunch. So here at Professional Builder, one of our core values is like PSR, problem, solution, recommendation, 131. We teach it to our team right at the coalface, right through to our leadership team. Like nobody is immune from not being able to present one problem at a time, 3 potential solutions, and then 1 recommendation. And that culture that we have translates and seeps through into all of our members. And in our member community, most people will present PSR. Here's my problem. Here is what I'm considering my potential solutions. And here's what I'm thinking of doing, my actual course of action. Does anybody have a counter or an opinion on that I could get, like something I don't know or I might be missing? Have I got a blind spot? And then people give feedback. This popped up recently in the community, in the Facebook group. Do you want to walk us through the PSR that was that was featured?
Yeah, it's so good you said that, because it's so true that PSR is just a game changer with everyone, from the business owner right through to their team in our community, TBB, coaching
my
team
wife.
as well. Just
Awesome.
like, yeah, everything. Your kids, like, okay, tell me your solutions. It's simple and it works and it's so effective. So I saw Sarah and I love it. I love it when you get our members in the community going, hey, our PSR this problem. And Sarah, her and her husband are just a difficult client. I mean, we all know we've experienced difficult clients in our businesses. So difficult client, difficult conversation, kicking back on the agreement. They've held up their end, but the client's kicking back. And like we always say, no one wins if it goes to legal and down that path. So how do we prevent that? So she PSR'd this scenario and the different solutions that she could come up with and go back to the client with and what she think might be the best option for the after recommendation. And it was fantastic to see that, one, the support from other members to go, hey, I really like these two solutions you come up with. I think they could work, and then add on to that to make it better and improve it as well. And other people just sharing their experiences. Oh, yes, we had that last year. This is what we did. Or then you've got members going, hey, this is what we did. We shouldn't have. It caused us a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of stress. If I were to redo it again in this same situation, this is how I do it. And this is how I would approach it. And so if you think about where that could have headed, if Sarah didn't post that in, didn't get good feedback and chose the wrong option to go down, what that could have caused their business for 6 to 12 months later in dispute. Avoided that, got a good outcome. They came to an agreement and were able to move on with the project.
Yeah, so good. It's kind of like the most successful members that I have seen have failures. They have scar tissue. You don't get good by exclusively winning. You get good by learning from mistakes and by going through some trials. But the ones that are able to win and accelerate really quickly and get really good is when they still learn from the mistakes, obviously, but they make fewer of them because they're able to learn from other people's mistakes. So, like it's like a multiplying effect. You want to make some mistakes, you want to get some scar tissue. It's great. It's a great learner, great teacher. But the person that can learn from themselves and from others so they can avoid really costly mistakes. I mean, those are people that avoid trial and terror and ultimately like win really quickly. And that's what's going on here. Like by drawing and tapping into a community, putting your hand up normally, having no bias and just saying like, look, I'm asking for help. Here's how I could be helped. Here's what the scenario is, here's what my thinking is, and here's what my recommendation is. Here's what I'm thinking of doing. And then people can go, sounds great, but avoid this. And you know where the minefields are and what to actually avoid. It's really good. It's really fantastic. I love that. Good on Sarah.
Yeah, it's so good. And like you said in the beginning, Owen, like you go down the pub and it's Friday afternoon and it's just like, I'm sure anyone listening to this is going, yeah, I'm just over listening to the absolute bullshit that comes out of builders' mouth about where they're going this weekend, what new truck they're going to buy, what's their next boat, or, they're killing it. The guys operating, we've got so much work. Most of these guys have got no idea, and you're surrounding yourself by that. Everyone gets tired of it. So, and there is I've been doing it for years. There's nowhere that you can go like a great community of builders that just want to be better at what they do and rub shoulders with other like-minded builders. You just can't find it. It's really, really hard.
Yeah. I mean, what you're doing and what you're building here with these members and building this community is fantastic. I can't wait to see it in person. Like far out. Only 9 days from now, I'm going to be in Auckland preparing for the summit, and you'll be joining that same day or maybe the next or so. And your family's going to be there as well. Can't wait to meet them. And we've got many of our members joining us in Auckland for the New Zealand Summit for this year. And then later in the year, we've got the Gold Coast Summit in October over 2 days, on October the 9th and 10th or 8th and 9th. Don't quote me. It's one of those double ups. It's a Thursday and Friday, October the 8th or 9th or 9th and 10th. And that's going to be epic as well. So what would you say to people that are like thinking of not getting into a community? Like, you'd be crazy not to, right?
Oh, crazy not to. And we're only scratching the surface with some of the stories we've shared. And like you talked about, the summits that we run when you're in person, rubbing shoulders with coaches, other builders. I spoke to a boardroom member, Simon, recently, and he goes, after the last summit, he goes, I was buzzing for like 4 months after. I was just on fire. I got passion for my business, and it was going. And he wouldn't mind me sharing that because it's just true. It's real. There's no facade. It's real, raw, conversations. It's positive. It's energy. Like, it just produces energy, whether you're in the community or at an in-person summit that we run. Like, you're just missing out, and there's no better value that you get in return on investment. It's not even questionable.
Yeah. It's like the conversations in the hallway that I love. So, like there's the panels, the discussions, the breakouts where we divide up and we make sure that everybody's working on the right stuff and we have those right conversations with the right people. But then it's often the stuff that gets transferred into the hallways between, and at dinner and at lunch and at breakfast and at the gym and at the sauna and at the morning run club and on the bus. It's everywhere. It's like full integration. It gives you the chance to like unpack stuff privately, semi-privately, publicly, in a group, big group, small group, just two of you. It facilitates stuff. I mean, let's be real, like no better place to meet people than belly to belly across a good meal, like have a beer, have a good meal, belly to belly, and you're going to have a great time. So, if you're not already registered for the summit, I urge you to do so. If you're a member, got great news. It's perfect for you, and it's all part of the program. And if you want to be a guest, then you can visit the website and see if you qualify. But Matt, great to have you on the line, dude. Always a pleasure. The pleasure's all mine. Great to see you. Great to see the progress that Boardroomers are making with your stewardship of the program there. So thank you so much. Any final words, final remarks?
No, mate, thanks for having me on. I just can't get enough. If we could go longer, we could talk more, then that would be just great because there's so many wins. But at the end of the day, if you're just sitting, listening to this, driving in the car and go, man, I don't have that. Well, this is not a plug or anything. Just make your life better. Get involved in the community. Surround yourself by better people. Cut the dead, and let's have better conversations and live life better.
100%. Amen, brother. 100%. Awesome. Well, we'll have to do a recording on location at the Park Hyatt or in Auckland, and then again in the Gold Coast. So I'll see you on here again momentarily. But until then, take care, brother, and talk soon.
Thanks, mate. See you later.
Yeah, awesome.